Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Wanted to go over, in this one, I kind of pick one topic per podcast to cover, sometimes more, but that way it stays a little bit focused and everything and concise. Why my current relationship is by far and away much better than my previous ones. And we'll go over that. Now, I've been with my current girlfriend for about 15, 16 months. We got together in June of 2024. And of course, when you're younger, you don't know what you don't know, right? You got to learn through experience and everything, and building knowledge, refining your approach, building your database of, like, it's basically like a mental toolbox you can pull from, right? So you got to know what you want out of a relationship and go from there. You know, I've had apartments, and this is why I'm doing van life and truck life right now, and one reason. Another reason is I'm not living with armchair critic family quarterbacks, you know, armchair quarterbacks and all that. But as far as in the past, when I was living at home, but then I moved out, got an apartment, moved in with an ex. That didn't work out, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and bash them because, you know, I'm doing much better in life. I really don't care at this point, because that's how much better I'm doing. Like, it's day number 289 of freedom and post-liberation. And the girlfriend and I, no sign of slowing down. We're both working, we're both grinding, we're both making it happen. The van's running great, the truck's running great. This car, this is our beater car. We just use as an around-town vehicle, a Honda. It's got 257K on the odometer, so over 250,000 miles. So yeah, it's going pretty well, you know. Just got to continue putting in the work day in and day out. But yeah, so obviously it's probably good to focus on yourself before getting into a relationship, at least leveling up to a certain point at least. But as far as, you know, and I've dated, again, you don't know what you don't know, right? And now I know. You know, I'm 28 now and have more knowledge and everything and all that. I was even talking to, well, he's not really a friend anymore, but this one guy that lives out of state. We had, you know, talked as friends and about, you know, because he found my channel through another channel that I posted a comment on, so we got to talking and chatting it up and everything. And yeah, just about navigating relationships. You know, what does this mean? What does that mean? You know, depending on what you know, when it comes to, you know, women, just actions over words, right? It's like she can say whatever she wants, and it's like, well, she either wants to work things out or not, you know. And I'm speaking in the context of my previous relationships. Again, this current one there's been very, very minimal drama, like hardly any whatsoever. We have similar aligned goals. It's like night and day. It's insane. It's great. It's great. Like, it's like, you know, there's no fake friends that are trying to sabotage it like there was previously. We've gotten real friends. Actually, a couple of her friends we're friends now, as far as, you know, I play Magic the Gathering. Well, this is before we moved, but when we visit, I'll play. I have like two decks. I wanted to get more and stuff, but we'll, you know, probably look around, do some more research and see what I want to do there. But yeah, I mean, it's been good. Trying to think, like, any advice, you know, and you can YouTube this and stuff as well. That's what I've done. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. Gotten real friends, and again, as far as like the armchair critic family, there's some family members I don't talk to and want nothing to do with ever again in my whole entire life. But there's other ones who I still talk to, you know, if they want to answer the phone. My great uncle I still talk to. My grandparents I'll talk to when they answer the phone. That's really about it. Then I have my friends, real friends I should say, because, you know, it doesn't matter the fake friends, the naysayers. That's what I always say. Go after what you want to do in life, you know. The right people gravitate, the wrong ones slither off into the sunset. And it's been great. It's like, you don't need to argue with them. You don't need to try to prove your point. What you can do is show them through action, you know. Just keep posting those compounding wins like I do and getting after it. Show yourself leveling up in every single aspect of your life, as far as financial, fitness, social circle, all that stuff, mindset, YouTube, all the above. That's why I'm documenting the journey, right? Everyone starts somewhere, there's always a naysayer out there who's like, oh, you get many subscribers, well, and meanwhile they're sitting on the couch with Cheeto dust in their belly button doing absolutely nothing. At least you're out here in the arena making it happen, right? If you're watching this, I assume you want to also level up your life, and you're also watching my journey as well as inspiration and entertainment and motivation and all that. It's like I ignore the naysayers because they, it's like, hey, I wish them all the best, but I'm not going to sit there and argue and everything. And look what it's done. My life has gotten that much better. It's been great. I mean, it's hard to, explain, but like, I mean, I don't look at it as, hey, we're living out of a van, not in a van, out of a van. Living in a van means you're like in the van the whole time. No, it's a home base as far as like sleeping. We live out of it as far as, you can still travel. I got my truck, got the Honda. My girlfriend has her Impala. It's great. So like, it's a stepping stone, I recommend moving out as soon as possible. Like I wish I'd moved out sooner, and I would have if I had known about, first of all, not moving in with exes who, whenever you have like a job that's not making enough money and everything, back in, this was previously, now I have a great job and everything, but just a toxic environment and just not ideal and conducive for self-growth and self-development, right? That's all there is to it, and yeah, I recommend, again, I would have moved out sooner if I'd known more about van life, truck life, learned more and more about it and everything, and researched it. And I'm 28 now, but I think I've mentioned this before. Previously, I've moved out at like, I don't know, 23, 24 time frame. And I get it. Some people move out at 18. And again, I would have. But again, I'm not living at home at 46 like my uncle. And again, I wish him all the best too. But it's like, come on, man. Like, okay, if you're living at home and you're actually saving money and like you're helping out, maybe paying a little bit of rent, you don't have to. That, again, that's up to my grandparents because it's their house, right? That's what my great uncle always says. I got my uncle who's 46, my great uncle who's 76. So it's like, they can do what they want. It doesn't affect my life anymore. I don't live there, so I really couldn't care less, right? But yeah, if you're living there to help them out and everything, that's cool. That's fine. But like, if you're just mooching off them, sucking off their teat financially, it's like what do you do? Like, get out there and level up in life. Like, leave the nest. A bird that fails to leave the nest is eventually known as a turkey. That's a quote I heard from Mr. Dave Ramsey himself. I don't watch his channel as much as I used to, but it's because I've absorbed most of the financial knowledge. I read a comment. A lot of people. This was on his channel. Probably a lot of people tune in because they're like, some people who call in, their financial situation is pretty bad, and it's like, obviously they're calling in for advice, but it's to make themselves feel better, like the viewer. But it's like, you learn from it too, right? Like, don't go financing vehicles you can't afford. Like, all my vehicles are paid off, which I'm grateful for. I try to avoid debt. Try to keep my bills low. That's part of van and truck life. That's why I'm not going to live in an overpriced apartment. I'd rather own than rent any day of the week, right? That's what the girlfriend and I are saving up for. It's not like we're not working. We're both working full time. Pick up the overtime when we can. Hell, I've even been looking for a second job, possibly. Not that I really need it at all. I mean, I do a little. I mean, I make enough at this job, right? But obviously, second job is going to supercharge and accelerate the timeline of us saving for land, travel trailer, all that. And we did want a travel trailer. We might still get one, but obviously we think land is going to be better to get first, right? Because that way we have a place to park permanently. Right now, the place we work at, it's a great setup because they're basically letting us park there, and we're both work, and I do overnights, she does days, and there's other employees, obviously, and all that, and we're not the only ones who do van life and truck life and all that. Even within who's working there, I mean, so yeah, it's crazy how expensive, but again, we're not homeless, we're houseless, at least for now. It's a stepping stone, right? It's like I told my great uncle, and he's 76, he's a boomer, he's retired, he's sits in his armchair watching TV. That's cool. That's fine. That's how he wants to live his life. You know, I still talk to him. He's cool to talk to. But and he's supportive most of the time. You know, sometimes he'll say, "Oh, is he going to work out?" Blah blah blah. Well, clearly it's working out if we're at day 289 of freedom and post-liberation and stacking those paychecks and making it happen, right? Yeah, working on truck upgrades, van upgrades. Obviously within reason, within our budget. We're not going to go crazy and stuff. But yeah, man. I'm trying to think if there's any other updates right now. I enjoy doing these talks, doing these podcast episodes. I will have more vlog content coming out very soon. Shaved my head. I think I showed you guys. Feels good. A little more chilly, but it's less maintenance, man. I mean, I don't mind. Obviously, you know, you still gotta like shampoo your head, obviously, and stuff. But it's like I'm not gonna have super long hair. I've never had super long hair, but like sometimes I'll do the fade or the cut where you basically shave the sides and taper and fade it, and then you have hair on top. But it's like, hey, you know what? It's just one less thing maintenance-wise. Even Jocko Willink on his podcast, you know, he's a retired Navy SEAL. He's like, yeah, it's just hair's just for looks, you know. Let's get rid of that. And that's what he said, because he shaves his head, and it's like, you know, because he doesn't have time for, you know. I mean, yeah, it doesn't take much time to like putting product. Like I used in high school, I would do that. I'd put gel in my hair and stuff, and that's fine. But then, you know, you got to wash it out. It's just you know, different strokes for different folks, as they say. But and the beauty of it is, I mean, it'll obviously always grows back in, obviously. But yeah, as far as the beard, I've been growing that out as well. Like I said, my friend has a pretty long beard as well. He braids his though. I haven't braided mine yet. Anyway, yeah. So what time is it? It is. I need to charge up my watch. Like I said, it's almost 6 p.m. My sleep schedule. I mean, I got up at like what 3:30ish, 4 p.m. because I got off work today at 8. So, you know, sometimes I get off at 9 in the morning, and you know, obviously pretty tired, so gotta sleep. Right now I'm feeling good. I got some caffeine. Actually, here, I haven't. Where's it at? I'm gonna drink this before it gets too warm. It's still cold. Got this like 30 minutes, 45 minutes ago. I tried the Blue Hawaiian one. That one's good too. This one's the Ultra Vice Guava. Oh, let me mention. Some people say, oh, those are terrible for you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The amount of caffeine you can have per day is 400 milligrams. I never come nowhere near that. This has 160. So maybe I'll have 200 because, you know, if I have like something lighter, like, they're in my backpack, but like those single sticks. I bought non-caffeine and caffeinated ones. They look like this. Pro tip, if you buy them, they come in that box. I just throw them in here and it saves space, right? The black cherry pomegranate, that has 80 milligrams, and all you got to do is mix that in a bottle of water. So, you know, but I am otherwise pretty healthy. You know, obviously stay hydrated. Try to eat whole foods when I can. Obviously, fast food once in a while, or what. I try to keep my food budget down. I want to do more cooking. Obviously, we have a portable stove in the van and stuff. So, yeah, man. But let's try this Ultra Vice Guava. See how that is. I think I've had this one before. Cheers to day 289 of freedom, post-liberation, stacking those paychecks. 15 or so months and counting with the girlfriend, and just building our lives, building our empire, and making it happen. Okay. This one's better than I thought it was going to be. Again, 0 sugar. That's another thing. I don't go out and buy the monster cans. Last time I had, it's been forever, man. I mean, those have like 54, 55 grams of sugar. Damn. No, I'm good. I don't, that's just too much for me. And again, they say sodium's good for you though. It's like an essential electrolyte, unlike sugar. Like, you gotta have sodium, right? It's one of the electrolytes, and they even sell supplements if you're an endurance athlete or whatever, and you try to, like if you're a heavy sweater and you're sweating out a bunch of salt. I was watching this video, this guy was doing a podcast or whatever as well, and he said, you know, they had this one race and a marathon, they didn't really understand nutrition or hydration, and what they did was basically drink too much water, hyponatremia, and it just washes out all the electrolytes, and you can get lightheaded. You can die from it if it gets too severe. So you got to replenish with electrolytes as well, and that's easy to, you know, besides salt, there's like 6 or 7 electrolytes, I think, magnesium, potassium, and there's different methods and ways to get that, various foods, various drinks, all that stuff. You can either mix it in with your water, you know, in the morning, whenever, and yeah. So again, I don't script these things out. I do sometimes make bullet points. So just, again, I'll have a topic or two that I want to hit, and then whatever I think of off the cuff, you know, maybe I do have a tablet, so if I'm recording on my phone, you know, I can sync my notes to both, and you know, I'll have notes for that. So today is Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday. We're gonna well, I'm getting 2 parts for the truck in the mail, so I'll probably just wait till Wednesday and pick them both up at the same time. You know, what the hell, I mean, they both go with the vacuum reservoir, or vacuum HVAC system. One's the vacuum reservoir itself, and the other one's the check valve. And if those aren't the issue with the HVAC system, I kind of explained to you guys what's happening with it defaulting to defrost. It's not the AC. The AC works. It's still cold. I had it recharged not too long ago. Actually, a couple of years ago at this point, it's still holding them. These are no leaks, right? But there is a vacuum leak, and it's on the HVAC side, not the engine side, which is good, because if it was the engine side, that affects drivability a little bit, because it'll affect emissions, gas mileage, idle be high or low. But obviously with HVAC, you want the air blowing at you, especially if it's a hot day, right? Now up here it's cooling down, but like I'm saying, what I really need to do is replace the heater core. Yes, the heater core is I bypassed it last year, I think, or was it earlier this year? I think it was, because we're already into October. So, and I cut the heater hose lines, so it's just rubber hose, so I'll just have to get some from the auto parts store. You know, they sell it by the foot, it's cheap. As far as getting to the actual heater core, you know, if you take it to a shop, which again, I like doing stuff DIY if I can. I've learned a lot about cars, you know, just researching and all that, and hands-on experience, you know, wrenching, and YouTube, the repair manual, all that stuff. And yeah, if you take it to a shop for a heater core, it's going to be probably $1,000 because of labor, because they got to kind of pull the dash, because it's like behind the glove box almost, like it's hard to get to. And I mean, the part itself is what, like $100, maybe a little more, maybe less, give or take. I don't know exactly, but again, it's like a fraction of the cost of the whole thing, right? So I don't know, it's worth considering getting the heater core replaced, since where we're at, it does get pretty cold. It probably gets below 0, at least some nights, not all the time, but yeah. But things are going great. I will have more vlogs for you guys, maybe even document me fixing up the truck a little bit. You know, I've had that truck since March of 2023, and again, it's like I would have got a different truck, but I rushed it a little bit. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace, and didn't know it was going to need a transmission rebuild. That was $2,800. Again, this was in March, April of 2023. But hey, it's an investment, because I plan on keeping this truck for a while. Even if I get a newer truck, you know, if we have land, I want to keep this one, because it's pretty easy to wrench on. Obviously, the older vehicles there's less electronics, right? And yeah, I mean, it saves money doing it yourself and everything. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I will have more content coming your guys' way. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're new, you know, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Helps out the channel a lot. Helps out myself. Helps out the girlfriend. brings more content to you guys to enjoy. And you know, we're just trying to level up and to make it happen and to put in the work every day. You know, we're all trying to get better and improve and make it happen. So I do have donation links in the description box below. If you would like to donate any amount, then I would appreciate that as well. You know, again, definitely helps out. If you want, you can DM me on Instagram, and I can give you a shout out in one of the videos. You know, as far as maybe putting up the names of who donated. I don't have to put the amount, obviously. I can, but whatever. But you know, if you want, and if you guys have a channel as well, I'll give you guys a shout out there, or Instagram, or whatever. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go get in a workout. Gonna work on the truck Wednesday, probably, after I pick up those parts, and I'm off work. So yeah, it was a long weekend, but it was good. Again, the job's pretty simple, but it's like, you know, you're up all night, and it's like, once you're done, you kind of want to sleep, and you know, if you're not a night owl, I mean, it just depends on different factors and everything. But yeah, anyways, with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.